What do you think, Steve? Was that poll at all credible?
Well, I think you and Michael might need to have a bit of a Bex and a lie down. That poll probably could be described as an outlier. If you look at all of the other published polls, including Freshwater today, string of polls last week, they all appear to have settled roughly around the same 51, 52 to the Libs, 48, 49 for Labor. But then when you take away the national polling average, and you start looking at the seats in individual states, you begin to see a quite different picture to the sort of headlines you read this morning in the Channel 9 papers. And what it's saying is on his best day, Peter Dutton can only still get to 72, 73 seats. And so if you look at all of the other polls, they have Labor probably sitting around 70 seats, the Libs probably sitting around 68 seats. And if you look at the sort of graph in Freshwater last week, what you see is that trend that Michael was often described as every single month's been going down. Well, it's actually bottomed and flattened out and actually got a small increase before today's resolved poll. So I actually think what you're seeing is a floor coming under Labor, and obviously anywhere up to 3 months for the Prime Minister to continue to peg back, sandbag seats, as they say in political jargon. So I still think that Albanese will be a narrow victor, but certainly not in a majority government. And I think it's good for the country that someone gets 71 or 72 seats rather than both parties sitting around 69, 70, because that will be a disaster for the country.
Meanwhile, look, Michael, I was talking about the great spendathon that Albanese has been on the last 4 months. It's really quite extraordinary. It's just a torrent of money for a government that's already admitted that the next 10 budgets will be in the red. But Peter Dutton matched his last one, his Medicare one, and in fact bettered it by $500 million. Was this bad economics by Dutton, but brilliant politics?
Health's important. We know that over 1 million people have adjourned visits to doctors in recent years because they couldn't afford it, and the health of the nation is absolutely vital. So it was very good politics, and given that he's got the savings to fund it, it was good politics. I mean, let's be frank, Andrew. The Liberal Party are not going to be allow the electorate to be bought off again.
Alleged. Hang on, I've got to say, it's got the alleged savings. And I think it's great. 36,000 public servants he wants to get rid of. I'll believe it when I see it.
Well, you can't see it now because it hasn't happened, Andrew. It's like saying, are we certain about anything in the future? No, we're not.
I'll believe it when I see it.
That's an announced policy. But
Andrew, if you believe Albanese is
what's very clear. No, what's clear is this, Andrew. Yeah. Labor used this trick. Very, very hard to fool the electorate twice with the same three-card trick. They tried this in 16 with brilliant effect, and Malcolm Turnbull was unable to shake off Shorten's scare campaign. The electorate are not going to fall for it again, right? It's very hard to fool the electorate twice. They're not going to fall for this Medicare scare campaign again. So unless he's got something else in his locker, he is in more trouble than he knows. I think the other thing is, as you say, he just appears to me to be punch drunk. He doesn't seem to be showing much emotion. He doesn't seem to be terribly interested. He's just going through the motions. Where's the emotion, Andrew? Where's the fight in him? He just looks as if he's plodding towards his defeat and his $300,000 super that he's going to get after he leaves Parliament, Andrew. That's what it looks like to me.
The stuffing was knocked out of him with the defeat. The stuffing was knocked out of him with the defeat of the voice, and he's never regained it. And he doesn't have any ideas. Never did.
Correct.
And it's all gone to custard. Stephen, before we go, I need to ask you about this. China, what was it up to firing guns off our coast? Comes all the way here to fire guns off our coast. I mean, you've got to be kidding. Even after Penny Wong told China's foreign minister to his face on Friday, we didn't like the lack of warning. What does this say about the supposed new relationship?
Well, firstly, China's will do whatever China wants when it comes to Australia. No amount of either government, whether it's the toys out of the cot, Scott Morrison approach, or the more subtle approach by Labor to try and restore relations, get our trade back. China, at the end of the day, intend to try and dominate our region. And I'd probably say we're in the most unusual, bizarre set of foreign policy challenges right now. On the one hand, we are being attacked by our supposed greatest ally in the US economically, and we have China rampaging through our back door and through our backyard in a foreign policy sense. So we are in a very unusual place, and I would probably say that I think the impact of America selling out Russia and the message it's sending to its Western allies, its traditional, the countries that have kept democracies alive in the world, that attack that Trump is engaged in is emboldening China to really see what it can get away with in our region and in our backyard. So this is a very difficult set of circumstances. But nobody...
Except, Stephen, I would say this. US has not yet sold out to Russia. There's a negotiation going around. The proof will be in the pudding. We shall see. But I agree with you. It's a real worry, and it's a warning that every country must look to its own defence instead of always thinking, America will take care of it.